Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Time for us to head to Wistful Vista, 79 to be precise, and an episode of Fibber McGee and Molly. This episode originally broadcast April 1st, 1947, and the Safe Driving Campaign.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Gene Carroll, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Mayor Latrivia of Wistful Vista has just dropped in on the Fibber McGees. His hostess offered him a cup of tea, and he gratefully accepted, which makes him a good judge of tea. His host offered him a cigar. The mayor refused, which makes him one of those men who know tobacco best. For further details of Wistful Vista society, let us join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Sure you won't have another slug of tea, Mr. Mayor?
No, thank you, Molly. I've already had 2 cups.
3.
McGee, don't be rude.
I'm not being rude. I'm just being accurate. My gosh, I don't begrudge the guy another shot of oolong. It's just dry leaves and hot water, that's all. Go on, kid. Take a 4th cup.
No, thank you. I must get back to the City Hall.
Oh, relax, Retriv. The City Hall will still be there when you get back. Even that bunch of run-down ward heels you got working for you won't steal the building. Or will they?
Let's just say that they haven't so far. Well, thank you so much, Molly. It's been very, very pleasant.
Good of you to drop in, Your Honor.
What's all the rush, Latriv?
Well, I'm pretty busy today with our traffic campaign, McGee.
With your what?
What traffic campaign?
But didn't you know?
No.
We're starting to crack down on careless drivers. A very intensive campaign.
Oh.
Drastic penalties for every violation.
Well.
We've put so many men on motorcycles, we'll soon have the only bow-legged police force in the country.
Isn't that wonderful?
Well, it's about time, Latriv. People are beginning to think them white lines down the middle of the pavement are from a leaky milk wagon.
Exactly. The only way our fire department can find a hydrant these days is to look behind a parked car. Well, thank you again, Molly, and I'll be running
Just
along.
one more cup, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, come on, boy, come on. I'll have Lena bring in some more of them little cookies that you ate almost the whole plate of. Hey, Lena. Oh, Lena.
There ain't any more cookies, folks. But I'll run out and get some more, but I'm so dizzy from standing on my head out there in the kitchen that I can't hardly walk.
Standing on your head.
For exercise, Lena?
No, sir, I was making an upside-down cake.
Well, the little cookies were very good, Lena.
Yeah.
Make them yourself, did you?
Oh, bless your heart, Mr. Alderman.
Mayor, Lena. This gentleman is our mayor.
You don't say. And him just as common as any of us. But about them cookies, Mr. Honor, you know, I got them from little Hans Beagleman down at the bakery. He's just the cutest little krauthead you ever saw. And he's just rolling in dough. If he'd quit rolling in it and bake more of it, he'd have more money.
Well, if there are no more cookies...
Oh, I'll be
Lena.
awfully happy to run up some cinnamon toast, honey. Or, say, how about some horse duvers? You know, like them little anchovies laying on a cracker.
No, thanks, Lena.
I don't mind a bit, Mr. McGee. I just love to cook and fix things nice for folks. Gracious me, I never even think of serving a lamb chop or anything without garnishing it with a little twig of parsley.
Well, thank you, Lena, but I must leave immediately. I have a great deal of work down at the City Hall.
Oh, that's all right, Your Highness. You know, far be it from me. You know, I say it always is a swell fella that keeps his work in his head. Or something. You know, particularly a politician. Because goodness knows they do little enough, I always say. You know, my cousin Wilmer was a Republican down south, and he never done a thing.
Lena, you know, a Southern Republican is
he wrote me one time. Lena, he wrote, if you ever have a lot of pencils you want sharpened, go into politics. Everybody has got a knife out for you. Well, I guess this bores you as much as it does me, so I think I'll get back to work. Pleased to meet you, Your Excellency. My mother was a lady, like yours you will lay loud.
Chummy, isn't she?
Yes, but she means all right, Mr. Mayor, and she's a wonderful cook.
Yeah, I walked out in the kitchen last week and says, "What's that funny smell, Lena?" And she says, "That's brimstone. I'm making a devil's food cake." So I says, "Oh, you got to go, Latrivia?"
Yes. I really must get back and check up on our traffic drive. All I can say is, it's a good thing you're not driving today, McGee.
Oh, it is, eh? Why is it so good that I'm not driving, and who says I ain't?
Now, McGee, he just meant...
I know what he meant. He meant I was bound to get pinched for something. Am I right, Latrivia?
Quite.
Why, McGee is a wonderful driver, Mr. Mayor. Oh, I'll admit he likes to stop his car next to an officer and tie up traffic for 15 minutes while he pretends he doesn't know how to get to the Elks Club. But that's just playfulness.
Yeah, and if you think them cops of yours are going to keep me bottled up in the house today, you're barking up the wrong kettle of fish. That's what you're barking up the wrong.
I didn't say that, McGee. I merely said that I...
Anyway, McGee, you told me you were going to stay inside today and relax.
How can I relax when the police force in this town challenges my constitutional rights? I'd like to see them running board rum-dums pick me up. I know the traffic regulations in this burg as good as they do. Better. Every time I drive downtown, they explain a new one to me.
I'm quite familiar with your driving, McGee. I merely wish to state once more that I think you'd be wiser to stay home until this campaign is over.
So do I, dearie.
You'd have a citation before you got out of your own driveway.
How much dough you got that says so?
$5.
Okay. You just made yourself a little wager, fella. By George, I'll show you what an honest taxpayer can get away with. Hey, Molly, you get the car out of the garage while I get my keys.
It is out of the garage, dearie. You didn't put it away when you came back from the drugstore.
Oh, I didn't. Well, that saves me some time. Where's my car keys?
You left them in the car.
That must be the reason.
Must be the reason for what, Latrivia?
There's a policeman out in front putting a ticket on your windshield.
Huh?
Leaving your keys in the ignition is a violation in Wistful Vista, you know.
Oh.
You can just mail me the $5, McGee. Good day, Molly.
April 1st, 1947, Fibber McGee and Molly on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now more of Fibber McGee and Molly, April 1st, 1947.
What's the speedometer say, kiddo? I don't dare take my eyes off the road.
13 miles an hour. You're allowed 20 along here, you know.
Well, I take no chances with these ticket salesmen. They'd tag their own grandmothers today for knitting too fast.
Better slow down, dearie. Here's the red light.
Oops.
Dear, why'd you shut your motor off?
Because I'm no fool, that's why. No cop is going to dash up to me and say I didn't come to a full stop. I'll wave the ignition key in his big red puss and dare him to pinch
You know, there's a policeman every 10 feet all over town, too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen so many stars since I fell out of the window while shaking a rug.
Me either. It isn't the number of them that annoys me, though. It's their sneaky tactics. They always come up behind you. They never step out in front of a speeding car and
The light is green, dearie.
Huh? Oh, yes. You watch for stoplights for me, Molly. I want to keep my eyes on the road.
All right. If any of your friends wave at you, I'll wave back for you.
Never mind that. Just concentrate on
Oh,
the
McGee,
road.
look, isn't that Mr. Wimple standing on the corner?
Where? Oh, yeah. I'll pick him up.
Heavens, Heavenly days.
It's okay, baby. I had my hand out. I'm legal. Hi, Wimp.
Hello, Mr. Wimple. Can we give you a lift?
Hello, folks. Yes, thank you very much. I see you're driving very carefully, Mr. McGee.
Oh, he certainly is, Mr. Wimple. You could change tires at this speed.
Taking no chances today, Wimp. I even took the seat covers off. They were fast colors.
You know, Mr. Wimple, you were smart not to be out in your car today. I understand they got a man this morning for driving under the influence of his wife.
Well, they don't get me again today, by gracious. I've had my ticket. I was up early this morning.
No kidding, Wimp. Speeding?
No, just walking.
Walking? You got arrested for walking?
Yes, isn't that silly? You see, I was just walking across an intersection, reading my bird book.
Your what, Wimp?
My bird book. And then it happened.
What happened?
The traffic policeman came over and asked me what I was doing. I said, nothing, just reading my bird book. He said, reading your what? And I said, my bird book. I'm a bird watcher. And he said, what a coincidence, so am I. I've been watching jays walking all day long, and you're one of them. And here's a ticket, and it'll cost you $5 in cost. Then he blew a blast on his whistle and balled a bajunior out of a big boy in a Buick.
Heavenly days. You see, McGee, they're giving tickets for everything.
Well, not to me, they're not. I know my rights and
Look
by...
out, red light. Oh.
Pretty quick stop, eh, Wimp? Hey, where is Wimp?
Here I am, Mr. McGee. You stopped so quickly I fell off the seat. Did we hit somebody?
No, Mr. Wimple. Just a stoplight. All right, McGee, it's turning green now.
So am I, Mrs. McGee. May I get out here? Thank you.
Is this where you wanted to go, Wimp?
Yes. Wherever it is, this is it. Well, I hope you don't get any citations. Goodbye now.
So long, Wimp.
I think you frightened Mr. Wimple a little, dearie.
Ah, Pata, I never drove any more careful in my life. That guy gets frightened at card tricks.
Well, lots of people are... McGee, your engine is smoking.
Why not? It's old enough. I guess driving so slow in second gear kind of heated her up a little. I'll park right here till it cools off.
Oh. There's a policeman watching you, and he's looking at his watch.
I saw the big ox, but don't worry. This is a 10-minute parking zone. And just so he don't get the idea he's got me buffaloed, I'm going to sit here till here comes Wilcox.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Molly. Hello, pal.
Hi, Junior. Climb in and set a spell.
Oh, thanks. Hey, don't look now, pal, but there are two policemen down the street who've got their eyes on you.
So what? I'm parked legal. I got 9 minutes left in this zone, and... Hey, did they put the sleeve on you yet, Junior?
Yep. Over parking. Oh, I've had quite a day today, pal.
Yeah? What happened, Junior?
Well, the cop was making out my ticket, you see, and he happened to ask me what business I was in.
Oh, that was a fatal mistake.
So I thought real fast, and I said, I'm in the protection business.
Protection business?
I said, I sell protection. And he said, oh, a racket guy, eh? Well, let's just go and tell that to the judge, he said.
My gosh, that was pretty stupid of you, Junior. Took you down, did he?
By the collar of my coat.
Heavenly days.
You kids should have seen me in that courtroom, pleading my own case. I was dynamite.
Uh-oh.
Your Honor, I said, what is the greatest institution in America today? The American home, I said.
You thought that speech up yourself?
Well, I may have read it someplace. I sell protection, I said. Protection for the linoleum in that home. Protection against dirt and dust and dampness with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
Oh, of all the corny ways...
Then I turned toward the women in the courtroom. Picture that beautiful kitchen linoleum, I said, gleaming like new, its colors bright and shining and beautiful as the day you bought it.
But how could you...
Safe under the protection of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Glow coat that you simply pour out, spread around, and let dry for 20 minutes or less.
Yeah, but...
The finest protection that money can buy. Then I took a dramatic pause and waited for someone to speak.
Who spoke?
The judge said $10 in costs. Well, I'll see you, kids. I'm going down to the Bijou and catch a movie.
Yeah? What's there?
Lost Weekend.
That was there last week, wasn't it?
Yep, it's hung over for another week. So long, kids.
What a character. You know, sometimes I think
McGee, now look. That's the second time that policeman has gone around the block on his motorcycle. I don't like the way he looks at us.
Oh, don't let that worry you, Snooky. I'm legal for 3 minutes yet. Oh, look who's coming. Hi, Doc.
Well, Dr. Gamble. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Molly. And what are you doing out on the street in plain sight of all these policemen, Leadfoot? The way you drive, you'll wind up in the pokey with a ball and chain, and I don't mean Molly.
For your information, Doctor, the police have been unable to pin anything on me. On account of I'm probably the safest driver in this town, that's why. I've been driving around for an hour and I haven't broke a law yet.
No, he hasn't, Doctor, not yet. And the suspense is killing me. How are you making out, or should I ask?
As a matter of fact, my dear, they got me.
Good.
I was handed the first traffic ticket today that I've had since medical school when we drove the new motorized wheelchair through 3 stoplights at 4 a.m.
Well, that's too bad, Doctor. What was it for?
Well, we usually have 2 or 3 accident cases an hour at the hospital. But this morning, not a one came in.
Why, that's wonderful.
It was very restful, but I was puzzled. I finally jumped in my car, raced downtown to see what was going on, and got a ticket for speeding.
Well, that is a shame.
And the cop tells me I'm the kind of guy who fills up our hospitals. Incidentally, you know you're in a 10-minute zone?
I'm watching it, Docky. I'm watching it.
Oh.
Those blue surge buckaroos will find me harder to pinch than a mermaid at 40 fathoms.
Personally, I wouldn't dare drive today anyway. My driver's license has expired.
Oh, it couldn't have, kiddo. You got yours the same day I got mine.
Interesting statement.
But, McGee, mine has expired. That means yours has too.
No, you're mistaken, Snooky. Here, I'll show you what I'm... Oh, my gosh. My license. My wallet. I haven't got him. I left my wallet at home. Shh, quiet. They'll hear me.
Oh, this is great. We've been 9 minutes in a 10-minute zone with an overheated motor, no driver's license, and 3 policemen walking toward us.
Huh? Where? Oh, brother. Well, I'll see you later, Doc. I'm getting out of here fast. I mean slow.
Watch it, McGee. There's a squad car coming up on the left.
Smile at him, Molly. Smile. They ain't got anything on me that they know of. Smile. Smile wider.
I can't smile any wider. My ears are in the way. Here they are, McGee, right next to you.
Oh, they are, eh? Oh, hi, boys. Mighty fine job you boys are doing today. Mighty fine. I'll mention you boys to the chief.
That was the chief, dearie.
Who? I'd known that. Stoplight. Here, you hold the ignition key till the light turns green.
You know, this is pretty silly, McGee. You don't have to shut the motor off at every intersection.
I know, but I don't trust myself.
But what if you can't get it started again sometime? Then we will get a ticket for holding up traffic.
Oh, my gosh, I never thought of that. Give me that key.
Here.
Dead rat.
Oh, dear, you see what I mean?
What at the distributor, I guess. Guess I'm just nervous.
Get that heap out of there, buddy. That light will never get any greener.
Just be patient, sir. I'll be out of here in a moment. There. Big windbag. Them are the kind of smart guys that ought to get tickets. Not guys like me that stay inside the law.
You're perfectly right, dearie, but do you have to see how far inside of it you can get? We're only doing 7 miles an hour.
I know, but I can't afford to get picked up without I got my driver's license on me. If I ever get home without a ticket, I'm going to have that license cancelled.
Oh, there's another policeman, McGee, writing out a ticket.
For what? I didn't do anything. He can't. Oh, for somebody else.
Why, of course.
A little jumpy is all. My gosh, I was getting along fine at home this morning until that Latrivia come in there and opened his big fat mouth. I ought not to vote for that guy. Hey, look, Molly. There's our home. Our own little home, Molly.
Oh, pretty, isn't it?
Oh, boy, I never been so glad to see that house since the day we won it in that raffle. What's that?
What's what?
That.
It's what you think it is.
Can you see it? Maybe it's a fire engine, Molly. Maybe our house is on fire. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I hope it is.
Over the curb, mister.
What did I do now? Doggone it, I was
He
almost
means
home.
business, too, McGee. He means business. He's parking his motorcycle right in front of us. Watch your language now, dear.
I will. I'll be so mealy-mouthed he won't...
You're Mr. McGee, aren't you? You may not know it, but we're having a little safe driving campaign on today.
Oh, I know, officer. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, yes, he knows it, officer. Somebody mentioned it to us this morning.
And we'll see what's going to happen here. April 1st, 1947, Fibber McGee and Molly. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these messages from your favorite radio station. Classic Radio Theater family, you know our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by just creating the best pillow. He created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me because, you know, I'm working like 67 hours a day. Now, Mike's offering the best deal on his Giza Dreams bed sheets ever. You can get a set of Giza sheets for as low as $29.98. You'll never want to sleep on anything else once you slept on a set of Giza Dream sheets. A special offer for you right now. You can get a set of Giza sheets for as low as $29.98. Call 1-800-928-4715. Use the promo code Wyatt. Or go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Wyatt. It's good on anything on the website. That number again, 1-800-928-4715. Use my promo code Wyatt. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite radio station. Now the conclusion of Fibber McGee and Molly in the Safe Driving Campaign, April 1st, 1947.
Well, I was assigned to watch you, McGee. I've had my eye on you all the way home.
Well, if I've accidentally done anything wrong, officer, I'll certainly correct it right away. Yes, sir. Just a friendly warning is all I need. It doesn't take a ticket for me to catch...
I didn't say anything about a ticket, Mr. McGee. I've been watching you for an hour, and you ought to be very happy to know that you won today's Safe Driver Award.
I what? You hear that, Molly? I won an award. Safe Driver Award.
My goodness, isn't that wonderful? Not that you haven't earned it. I never had such a safe ride in my life. Scared me to death.
Now, if you'll just let me take your driver's license, please.
Driver's license? Well, you see, officer, gee whiz, there must be lots of safe drivers to me in this town.
Oh, sure there is, sure.
Why don't you look around and give it to somebody else, some GI, some serviceman, some...
Oh, no, sir. This award's yours. You deserve it. I'd like to paste it right on your license. Just like a gold star on your report card.
Well, now, officer, you're in a hurry. Why don't you just let himself paste it on the license himself?
Yeah, that's it. I'll take it. I'll paste it on when I get home and get my license off of the... when I get home.
No, just hand me your license and I'll...
Oh, you might stick it on crooked or something. Beautiful seal like that ought to be put on real neat. Ought to press it between a couple of books, maybe, or something.
Oh, officer, he's so prissy about things like that.
Yeah.
You know, he just can't stand things crooked.
Well, all right, Mr. McGee. You take it along with you and stick it on yourself.
Oh, I will. I certainly will. I'll stick it on myself, right on my forehead. Oh, you mean on my license? Okay.
Thank you so much, officer.
Not at all. I wish we had more like him. Good luck.
Well, thanks, mister. Officer. Well, so long.
McGee, watch out for his motorcycle. It's right in front of
Let's see now. April, May, June. Well, what do you know? I ought to be out in time for the Elks picnic.
Fibber and Molly will return in just a moment. Well, today April showers are just beginning to work on May flowers, and that's very nice. But April showers also bring something not so nice, trouble for your kitchen floor. Wet, muddy feet do track in with the children home from school and the grocery boy. Am I right? Well, that would mean a lot of extra work, wouldn't it, if your floors weren't polished with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Of course, if your floors are kept sparkling with a beautiful glow coat polish, you don't have to worry about a little thing like wet footprints. A damp cloth quickly wipes up dirt and spilled things from a glow-coated floor, leaving it clean and shining with colors bright and fresh. And Johnson's glow coat also saves you work in other ways. It needs no rubbing or buffing. Just spread it on the floor and let it dry. In 20 minutes, your floor is protected with a really high, long-lasting polish. Try it, but be sure to ask for the real thing, Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, the floor finish that gives a brighter shine.
Trivia had quite a talk with the judge about me while I waited, you see.
What did he tell the judge?
Told him who I was, all about me. Sort of a character reference, you might call it. Judge dismissed the case.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yep.
My goodness, I didn't realize what an important person you are around town, dearie.
Yep. As soon as that judge really understood all about me, he said that any cop stupid enough to park a bike in front of a car I was driving deserved to get run over. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Polish for Home and Industry, inviting you to join us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
April 1st, 1947, Fibber McGee and Molly on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, our annual presentation of a 5-part series, The Living God. This episode from April 1st, 1942, produced by the National Council of Catholic Men, and stars William Gargan.
The Living God. You will hear William Gargan as the roving announcer, Una O'Connor as the old woman, and Pedro de Cordova as the voice of Jesus in the greatest drama of the ages, The Living God. Scene is an imaginary street corner in the heart of New York City. Our chief character, played by William Gargan, is a roving radio interviewer.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? My assignment today is to get a sensational story. Isn't the latest news sensational enough? Wars, murders, politics. Evidently not, because I've been instructed to find something different, something new. Well, let's see. Suppose I could interview a man who would be in the midst of life and yet above it. But where can I find him? In front of whom can I hold my microphone? The devil? Oh, no thanks. God? Interview God? Not God the Father. Nobody has seen him save Adam and Moses. But the Son, Jesus of Nazareth.
And the Word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us.
Who said that? Nobody. Oh, maybe it was the child I used to be. The child I remember myself as, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us. Is he still with us? That's the question. Interview Christ. But how? I've got it. Why not ask a few people here in the street? Who is Jesus of Nazareth? Maybe I'll get some answers which will lead me to him. They'll think I'm crazy, but I'm used to that. Let me see now. Let's get started by asking this woman in mourning. Would you mind stepping up to this microphone? Tell me.
Yes?
Could you tell me who Jesus of Nazareth is?
Jesus of Nazareth? He is the one who up there will give me back forever my husband and the child that I have lost. He is the one who gave me strength to bear it all.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much. Well, there's a man going in that stage door. He looks like an actor, maybe a great artist. I beg your pardon, sir. Can you tell me
If you want free tickets, go to the management.
Oh, no, that isn't what I want.
An autographed picture of me?
No, just a simple question. Who is Jesus of Nazareth?
Jesus of Nazareth? It's the noblest part anyone could aspire to.
Thanks. Thank you, sir. Oh, here comes another man. He looks like a professor. Pardon me, sir.
If you want an interview, would you please be kind enough to choose a better place than the street?
Just a simple question, sir. Who is Jesus of Nazareth?
Jesus of Nazareth? He's the only being whose thought makes those who have genius feel like being modest.
Thank you, sir. Oh, here comes a priest who will perhaps give us the right answer. Father? Father?
Yes, I'm in a hurry, my friend. What can I do for you?
Who is Jesus of Nazareth?
Jesus of Nazareth? Eternal life. I am bringing him now to a dying person. The Holy Sacrament. But if you want to know more, go right across that street. Yes, in that church.
Many thanks, Father. Well, let's cross the street and see. I wonder what that big crowd on the steps of the church is all about. An old woman is on the corner selling palms. I'll talk to her.
Here, hurry up, mister. Buy a branch of palms and go in. The blessing is about to begin.
What is all this, anyway?
It's Palm Sunday. Didn't you know?
Oh, I forgot. But what is Palm Sunday?
On Palm Sunday, Christ enters Jerusalem in triumph.
You mean 19 centuries ago he did?
This very day, Christ is still alive.
You mean to tell me that Christ is still with us? Where can I find him?
In there, in the church. Where else do you think? Go on in and see for yourself. Take this book with you. Follow the guides. John, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Without them, you'd be lost.
The gospel? No, thank you.
What? You're running away. Why? Are you afraid?
No, it's respect. Oh, here I've asked the greatest question there is in the world. Right in the middle of street, among traffic noises, among people who don't care.
And you want to know if he is still alive. He came upon the earth to live among men. In a few days, you'll see him jostled by drunks, thieves, and moneylenders. Are you still hesitating?
No, I'll go in. Thank you.
That's right. Do your best, and I'll do mine. And if at times during this coming week you hear me beside you, don't be startled. It will be because I'm praying hard for you and thinking of you.
In illo tempore, cum proprio conquasset Iesus Hierosolimus et venis et Bethpage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am now in the church. I've squeezed behind a confessional so I can talk to you in a low tone without disturbing the ceremony. What was that the priest said? Oh, yes, here it is, in the book the little old woman gave me. And when they drew nigh to Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage, unto Mount Olivet, then Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, Go ye into the village. Ah, those 2 disciples. They might have been my contact with Jesus of Nazareth. They might have led me to him. Oh, if I'd been in Jerusalem when Pilate was governor of Galilee, Oh, imagine. Thousands of miles and 1900 years backwards into the year 33. Oh, to be in Jerusalem on the day when the crowd was shouting, Hosanna to the Son of David.
Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna.
With the chanting of the choir, this dim light and incense transporting me, why can't I lift my voice with the others in their hosannas? Why can't I join in the ancient Jerusalem my memory pictures? The throngs as they gather and move about, hear them, see them. Why can't I mingle the present with the past? Priest is saying, let me see if I remember my Latin. Oh, yes, the children of the Hebrews carrying branches of the olive tree. Why, I can see the children. I can't see the walls of the church anymore. Why, Why, I'm out of doors. But where? Is this incense or is it dust? It's dust. I'm in a street, decorated with palms. They're on the ground, on the sides of the houses, everywhere. The people are wearing robes. Am I in Jerusalem in the year 33? I'll try to find out a little more by asking this old woman in front of me. It's amazing how closely she resembles the palm vendor in front of the church. I beg your pardon.
Are you looking for the place where the prophet is going to pass?
The prophet?
Yes, Jesus of Nazareth. The procession will go right by this door.
Jesus of Nazareth. I am in Jerusalem. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just about time to describe my surroundings to you before the procession arrives. It can't be far off, for I already hear the cheers. From the top of the slopes of the Cedron, where I am right now, one can look down upon the city and the temple. The sun is shining on the temple and on the rooftops. The people are now strewing the path where Jesus is going to pass with their woolen cloaks. Women and children are waving palms.
Here comes the procession. There's the prophet. He's riding on a donkey. Come.
I felt the touch of his garment and he smiled on me.
I'm sorry, but I can't see him yet.
Here, take my place in the front row.
Oh, thank you.
Now, do you see him?
Oh, I do. Oh, words. I have no words to describe him, ladies and gentlemen. Forgive me, but I'm sure some among you have a better picture of him than any I could give you. As he rides by, he is blessing the little children and the sick. I'm going to ask this kind old lady beside me to help me find John and Peter, and especially the mother of Jesus.
I haven't yet found his mother. She slips through life with such an ethereal grace that one rarely sees her, but always feels her presence.
Jesus has passed. He's going toward the temple. I'm moving along with the crowd. He enters the temple. Now, the crowd is stirring ominously. Outside the temple, there are shouts and tumult. What's this? The merchants are rushing out of the temple as if in panic. Their faces black with fury. Ah, here's my friend, the old woman. Tell me, what is happening?
Jesus has driven the merchants and the money changers from the temple, saying, "My house shall be called the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves."
But listen. The crowd is suddenly hushed as if gripped by some strange foreboding. Thunder. Did you hear it? The people, startled, looked up toward the sky. And now, Jesus is speaking.
Father, glorify thy name.
I have glorified it and will glorify it again.
Jesus is going to speak again. I'll try to get up closer. Excuse me, please. Oh, here we are.
He that believeth in me doth not believe in me, but in him that sent me. And if any man hear my words and keep them not, I do not judge him. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. He that despiseth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father who sent me, he gave me commandment, what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his commandment is life everlasting. The things, therefore, that I speak, even as the Father said unto me, so do I speak.
The words of Jesus. Now night is falling. Jesus and his disciples are leaving on the road to Bethania. Nobody is left in the street. And yet I feel as if someone is approaching. Yes, coming towards me is a Galilean woman, half hidden in her veils. I can see that she is beautiful, but of a beauty that is not of this world. Tell me, who is Jesus of Nazareth? Her eyes are filled with tears, and a faint smile is trembling on her lips. No, don't answer me. Don't tell me. Your answer would be so final that there would be no need for me to go on with my radio journey. Oh, sorrowful mother, can you be she of whom the angel said, "Hail, Mary, full of grace, blessed art thou amongst women"?
have been listening to The Living God, presented in cooperation with the National Council of Catholic Men. Heard on today's program were William Gargan as the roving announcer, Una O'Connor as the old woman, and Pedro de Cordoba as the voice of Jesus. Supporting roles were played by professional Hollywood actors and the radio players of Loyola University of Los Angeles. Special musical scoring and effects by Robert Mitchell and his St. Brendan's Boys Choir. The Living God has been adapted from the French of Sita and Suzanne Millard. This program has been produced under the direction of Martin Worth.
Part 1 of the 5-part program, The Living God. This episode originally broadcast April 1st, 1942, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We thank you so much for making us a part of your day. We hope that you will thank this radio station, support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allow us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. Miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. All 21 hours of Classic Radio Theater are available each and every week at our webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can also learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can contact me, find our social media links, and you can also buy me a coffee. The Buy Me a Coffee money goes toward helping us keep our distribution channels up and running and acquiring additional classic radio collections. That's at classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in, and tell all of your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.